Your pickup might be a workhorse, and it might be a utility vehicle, but there's another use for trucks that we hadn't really thought of until we took our first drive last weekend in the 2014 GMC Sierra. This year the Sierra gets a revamp with new infotainment, new powertrains, and a new look, though it's still pretty much a twin of the Chevy Silverado. I'm Marty Paget, and while I'm a longtime camper, this is my first time glamping. And if you need an explanation as to what glamping is, let's take a look. Now, if you're unpacking a tent and figuring out where the poles go, you're a camper. If you're pulling a 23-foot Airstream with a feather bed, a duvet, and a microwave, you're a glamper. After a quick lesson in trailering, more like a refresher course where we learned about all the Sierra's new features for trailering, including trailer brake controls and trailer sway control built into the stability system, we set out for a little campsite about 20 miles north of Santa Barbara, where we set up with a Pacific Ocean view and some neighborly skunk. Now, if you recognize the Sierra right off, you're not alone. It hasn't changed a whole lot from the version that was sold from 2007 to 2013. But the look is crisper, and we like it a little bit better than the new Silverado. We like to think there's a little bit of Hummer left behind in the way the fenders are boxed off and flared, and there's a lot more character from the rear three-quarters than before. Projector headlights are now standard, and the base engine's been totally reworked. It's really a great V6 now, although we know most people will go with the 5.3-liter V8 and its 355 horsepower. That's the version that we drove all day long when we took to the hills outside of Santa Barbara to find out how the new Sierra performs. Now, with its new drivetrains, the Sierra actually lines up a lot better against the Ford F-150 and the Ram 1500, even though it doesn't have the 2 extra gears that some of the Ram V6s do. Now, comparing apples to apples, one of our favorite pickup trucks right now, the Ram 1500, comes up a little short in towing. The 1500 Ram can tow up to about 6,450 pounds, depending on how it's equipped, while the GMC Sierra can tow up to 7,200 pounds. And if you get up into the Sierra Denali with the 6.2-liter V8, well, GMC says that that version can tow up to 12,000 pounds, and they say that that's the most in the light-duty truck class. We're very impressed with the new base V6, and we think a lot more buyers should take a look at it. The fuel economy on the 5.3-liter V8, well, it's up to 23 miles per gallon highway. Now, the Sierra's rear leaf springs can't deliver the smooth ride that the Ram's optional air suspension can, but we think the ride's improved. Even better yet, the electric power steering, it's the best in a GM pickup truck yet. Now, there's one key war in the full-size pickup truck race that everyone's paying attention to but nobody's talking about, and that is the hydration war. Just look around you. There are 2 cup holders here. There are a few bottle places here. There are bottle holders in the doors. If you get dehydrated in this pickup truck, it is completely your own fault. Now, there's plenty of storage room inside the Sierra and plenty of room in the front seats too. We ended up liking the base cloth seats better than the leather seats, which are a little flatter. And in the rear seats, well, the seat back's a little vertical, and that makes it a little less comfortable than some, but you can fold up the bottom cushion to make more storage area. The Sierra is more about refinement than some other pickup trucks, so they paid attention to a lot of little details, including the tailgate. Instead of letting it just clang down into place, it's damped, just like your glove box. The Sierra's new cabin, it's excellent. The controls are big and clear, and the knobs are easy to use even if you have a gloved hand. There are more gauges, and on some versions an LCD display too. And there are nice rubberized controls on the steering wheel. Better yet, the towing controls are placed high and to the left, where you can see them and use them easily. Now, we really enjoy using GMC's IntelliLink system for audio streaming, smartphone connectivity, and navigation. It's standard on almost all models. And you can get up to 5 USB ports and a power outlet on the Sierra. Whether we were driving with a trailer or without a trailer, the Sierra's new stability didn't come as a surprise. There's been a lot of work going into the suspension and to its aerodynamics to make it handle a little bit better than the last version. But the Sierra also has better safety technology, including a rear-view camera and available forward collision alerts that vibrate the seat instead of the steering wheel. it also has a lane departure warning system that's available that does the same thing. There's something comfortable and familiar about the Sierra, but there's also enough that's new and innovative to get our attention again, and enough to raise its ratings on the Car Connection to be competitive again with the likes of the Ford F-150 and the Ram 1500. And there's still more to come. Later this year, the Sierra adds an all-terrain edition and a Denali, and a new 6.2-liter engine with 420 horsepower. The bottom line, the 2014 GMC Sierra now has a much stronger footing in its tug-of-war with Ford and Ram. Now for more information, go to the Car Connection and read our full review. And of course you can follow us on social media, on Twitter at Car Connection, and on YouTube and Facebook at The Car Connection. I'm Marty Paget. Thanks for joining us.